You're listening to episode 67 of ENT Radio, the podcast edition. And yes, we do believe that Jessica Alba does look hot in Fantastic Four, the movie.
You're listening to the ENT Radio Podcast.
And what an interesting week it has been. I hope everyone had a great July 4th weekend, holiday, and pretty much didn't do too much in terms of July 4th here in my area of California. Not sure about in your areas, but fireworks are not legal in a lot of parts of California because of fires and so forth. So in areas that we do have fireworks, most of them are pretty lame. The fireworks that we have here in California. Usually you have the little, the fountains, the various fountains, and I'm not sure what you call them. They spin around and they make noises, and there's the other one that looks like a turd. And we just have simple fireworks. And I know people in the Midwest, the Plain States, or areas where you get to use major, all awesome fireworks. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's just July 4th right there, where you can use cool fireworks and have fun. But I don't think I even heard any major fireworks in the sky. I don't think I've heard, like I usually do every year, the big spectacle that is put on by the Bingo Palace or the high school. I don't even know if they had a major event this past year. But then again, I don't follow. Pretty much, fireworks for me is the big, awesome ones that you see on television, and I think that was probably as close I could get in terms of seeing really true fireworks is through the TV, and that's kind of unfortunate. But all in all, I hope everyone had a safe weekend. Interesting, I know in the Philippines, I think it's in a New Year's time, where fireworks is very dangerous because a lot of people go to the hospital because they got their fingers or some parts of their body blown off because they were holding fireworks, cherry bombs, or whatever type of hardcore fireworks that they had in their hands. And it's really sad because, you watch the news, and Filipino news gets very graphic. They actually show, the people with their mangled skin and bloody, whatever you call it. It's kind of sick. But yeah, you do see that. And you kind of wonder, what the hell were they thinking holding? And, I think a lot of naive children think that they can light it up, maybe a cherry bomb or some explosive device and throw it out in time, but unfortunately it blows off their hand or their fingers and other people around them, and they get effed up. And that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And the thing is you watch the news, and these kids are like, oh yeah, I had a fireworks in my hand and it went off. Now I have only 2 fingers left. Yeah, that's messed up. And it happens every year, and people just don't learn. But that means, usually, I'm not sure if it mostly happens in the countryside, so maybe they don't watch television or see this stuff. But yeah, it happens quite frequently. These people go to the hospital because they're holding these fireworks. And fireworks are not meant to be held in your hands or any parts of your body. You just watch them go, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but those things happen, I'm sure, not just the Philippines, but other parts of the world as well. It has been a very interesting week of podcasting. We are now on iTunes. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing? Wow. That's all I can say is wow. And this is what I mean by wow. On July 1st, my server and my bandwidth usually resets. I usually have about 40 gigabytes for bandwidth for the JENT website and for the podcast. And rarely, we usually get around up to 30s, but never, surpass 40. And I figured, that's fine. It's cool. And that was July 1st. It was switched and reset. Reset. And around July 3rd, woke up, checked my email, and got a letter from my host saying that I'm running out of bandwidth. And I'm like, what the hell? My thing reset on the first. Well, how can this be? And I looked, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am almost nearly out of bandwidth. What am I going to do? And I checked the stats, and I checked FeedBurner. I was like, where are all these, hits coming from? I'm like, oh my gosh, iTunes. The iTunes music store people are actually downloading the podcast, and it's a lot of people. I'm surprised. And certain episodes, like the episode that we did about Anime Expo, 3, and then the other episode with Chris Simon's interview, and just a few others, they were through the roof in terms of downloads, and I was just like really stoked about it. But at the same time, I knew, oh crap, I need to find another server that can handle this load. And fortunately for podcasters, there is a site where it's mainly dedicated for podcasters, where you just pay a monthly fee for storage space, but bandwidth is not a concern. So I found that very amazing that the service is providing this for podcasters, and now, don't have to worry about having a few episodes. I can have quite a few episodes on the archive for people to download, and also maybe put up popular episodes that we have done within the past 8 to 9 months. So, welcome new listeners to the JN Radio Podcast Edition, where we talk about Asian entertainment, Japanese entertainment, and pop culture, and a mess of other things. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's geeky, but it's all good. So, let's go ahead and, let's see here. Let's go ahead and talk about Oricon right now. What's number 1 in the Oricon rankings? Number 1 right now, CD single in Japan, goes to Mitsuchiru, aka Mr. Children, for 4 Dimensions. The number 1 album in Japan goes to Ketsumeshi for Ketsu no Police 4. And let me go ahead and play a little sample from Ketsu no Police 4 with Ketsumeshi. It was a sample of Sakura from the number 1 album in Japan, Ketsu no Police by Ketsumeshi. And again, number 1 CD single in Japan goes to Mr. Children for 4 Dimensions. So let's see what's going on with JN right now. Well, the big news of the day in Japan is that a Pink Panther, a female version of the Pink Panther, has appeared in many celebrity pages of sports papers around Tokyo. And this female Pink Panther is modeled after Japanese pop singer, I call her the diva, Amuro Namie. The new female Pink Panther's facial features, the eyes, the nose, and the mole, were drawn to match those of Amuro Namie. And it's pretty much going to promote her upcoming album, which is titled Queen of Hip Hop. And there is a promo video right now titled Wowa, and it features a cameo by the Pink Panther cartoon character, and it's the first time that MGM has allowed the character to be used in a music video. Last year was the 40th anniversary of the release of the popular film The Pink Panther, starring Peter Sellers. And the movie, the movie gained popularity in Japan. Didn't really hear too much here in the U.S., but for Pink Panther fans, this is a really interesting thing. And the CD album, Amuro Namie was showing it at press release, and it kind of shows the Pink Panther and the female Pink Panther walking around with a surfboard, and that's, I believe it was in the back of the CD cover. But I think that was pretty cool. That the Pink Panther, the female version, was modeled after Amuro Namie. So I found that very interesting. Got a CD review here, and it's for TM Revolution's upcoming new album, Vertical Infinity. And let me go ahead and read the press release here. TM Revolution is headed to infinity and beyond with Vertical Infinity. His long-awaited third U.S. album features hit songs such as Ignited, the theme song for the new Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny anime series, and the English version of Web of Night, the theme for Spider-Man 2 in Japan. TM Revolution's latest album takes Japanese rock to new heights. Vertical Infinity sports 12 rockin' tracks and a U.S. exclusive bonus DVD with TM Revolution's live performance of the hit Alberio at the Tokyo International Forum in Japan. So there's about 12 tracks, and this will be released on July 26th. So definitely check out www.tofurecords.com for more information on the album. Anyway, got a lot of things to talk about, and also I think one of the main things we will touch on in today's episode is the upcoming video game events in not in California, but there's one in California and one in Las Vegas coming up. And we'll go ahead and discuss that. But first, we're going to go ahead and play some indie music. And for those of you new to the JN Radio Podcast and are listening via iTunes or downloading via iTunes, pretty much we spotlight unsigned indie artists. It doesn't matter if they're Japanese or Asian. We pretty much play unsigned artists and, give them a push and promote them. And hopefully they'll be signed one day. So we're going to go ahead and start off with one of my favorites, Taka Q, with Aluren. And you can find out more information of Taka Q by going to his website at www.5 and then the letter f.bigglobe.ne.jp/tilde PROPLA2. Here's Taka Q with Aluren. And we're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we get back, let's go ahead and talk about some video games.
Take a soundscape journey with electronic music by Tomoyuki Sugimoto. Modulation incorporates everyday sounds, Japanese culture, and vibrating loops into 5 to 10 minutes. Modulation SUGIMOTO.BE.
Check out the World of Anime on podcast for discussions on all-around anime fandom. For more information or to tune in, visit the World of Anime website at worldofanime.project760.com and start otakuing with us.
My neck, my back, my podcast, and my...
Dude, that's not how the song goes.
What? Then how does it go?
Well, it goes like this.
Thank God I didn't sing that.
OtakuGeneration.net. Getting lyrics wrong since birth. Catch us every Wednesday for news, reviews, and stuff you can use for the otaku in you.
Dude, not podcasting. Cats. Think cats.
Firehouse Radio.
We're not your mother.
Hey, this is Jim Getz at Firehouse Radio. If you like excitement, then you have to check out the Firehouse Radio Show. Action, talk, music, and more is what you'll hear on our weekly podcast, found exclusively on Firehouse.fm. Hey, we're firefighters doing radio right. Tell them, Chef.
What's the matter, children? It's Firehouse Radio.
Welcome to Baka Chat. Hey, this is E.T. from Baka Chat. Reverse culture shock at its best. www.inanet.com. That's AINANET.com. Mahalo. Now back to Kennedy with J. Ant. The source, the only source for Japanese entertainment.
Welcome back, everyone, to JN Radio, the podcast edition. And we're going to go ahead and talk about some video games right now. But first, let's go ahead and talk about what's on the Oricon rankings in Japan for video games. Right now, the number one video game in Japan is Dragon Dragoon from Square Enix. And in the US, still the most anticipated game that people are still excited about is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, according to GameSpot, and that's by Rockstar Games. And not too long ago, we spotlighted an import game from Japan that's currently, I believe, number 3 on the Oricon charts. It's a game called Kenka Bansho from Spike, and it's for the PlayStation 2. And one thing that's really interesting about this game is it kind of reminds me of, remember that game River City Ransom? One of my favorite games of all time. And the object of that game was it's a 2D fighter where you control one or two people, like Kunio and his, I forgot the name here in the U.S., but Kunio was the main character in Japan, and his group of gangsters, the guys with the pompadours and the clothing and so forth. Well, the object was to pretty much find the gang responsible of kidnapping his girlfriend, and you fight against many rival gangs in different parts of their village or their area, their town, and you go through Japanese restaurants or bookstores and so forth to learn more moves or to power up and so forth. Wonderful game, and that was for the original Nintendo system, and they released many other games based on the Kunio character and his friends, such as Super Dodgeball and many others. But with Kenka Bancho, what's interesting about this is that it's another game that it's another fighting game that deals with the gangsters. I guess people could call them Yankees, or that's mostly for the women. But with these gangsters, I guess the main storyline, the main goal is to, you want people to look at you as a leader, so you can take down the main gang of the high school. And so you can play the male character or the female character, and you have the object to use. I guess you could say you have special powers to go against certain gang members, and it has a deep and humorous storyline along with it, and it has received really, really good reviews from gamers in Japan. And so, the main object is pretty much to control a person and to be the leader as you lead these people to go against the major bad guy or the major gang and their leader. And I guess the only complaint that I've read is just regarding the camera angles, but all in all, people had a fun time playing it. And I guess in a way you could also look at some comparisons with the game Shenmue, because in this game, you get to walk around in different parts of Japan, and also you can return home, change your clothing, and so forth. But the thing is that you don't really have too much control. It's not like real time like Shenmue, and you have to work jobs or anything like that. But people find the game really enjoyable. And they said it's very hilarious. The game is cel shaded, and also, actually, it's not fully cel shaded, but it kind of has almost like what's that game? Was it Rival Schools? The fighting game. It kind of has that kind of look to it, but it's hard to describe. You gotta check it out, and you can visit the website at let me see here, www.kenkabancho.com, kenkabancho.com, and it's a game from Spike. And let me go ahead and play a sample from the TV commercial of Kenka Bancho.
Menchi!
And that sample was from the TV commercial of Kenka Bancho, a game from Spike, and currently the number 3 game on the Oricon rankings. Let's go ahead and talk about some video game events coming up. Evolution, the competitive gaming championships, will be held in Las Vegas this year. And you can find out more information at www.evo2k.com. And also coming up, I believe next month, is a Phoria Awards. Last year, we covered 3 major events. That was Gamers Night Groove in New York City. We covered the Evolution Championships that was held in Pomona, California, and also Phoria 2004. And that was a busy, busy, busy month. And here it is again for 2005. Evolution in Las Vegas. That's going to be very interesting. I was very surprised that it wasn't going to be held in California. But I think Las Vegas is pretty cool because I think one of the problems with Pomona is people were sleeping around and waiting for their turn to compete. And, you know, the eateries were kind of far. With Las Vegas, my gosh, within walking distance, you could be anywhere. That's pretty cool. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting to have the event there. But before I talk about more about evolution, I want to talk about the G4 Video Game Awards, known as G4. G4 is actually a pretty interesting 2-hour awards show. One of the major appeals is that they try to make it cool by having quite a few celebrities in it, and it's mostly a party, I guess you can say. But of course, like when you're taping these events, they last pretty long, and I can tell you that when we were there were several unhappy people. What you see on television is not what you saw on while you were there live. Mainly from the press people, they were a little upset for those of them who did not get the pass to go into the VIP rooms. They had a VIP room where you can, get drinks and also play video games. And a lot of media professionals who did get invited were able to sit in steel bleachers because the place was still being renovated, and it was just a very, very uncomfortable situation for a lot of press people. So those were the main people that kind of vented about the event. But other than that, if you got access to the video gaming rooms, the VIP rooms that is, and the drinking and everything else, oh man, you had a party. Definitely had a party. But unfortunately for us, we were not that lucky. So we're going to go ahead and play some audio samples from people we talked to coming out of, the awards. It was held in Los Angeles, right near USC, actually next to, just across the block from USC at the Shrine Auditorium. But just to run down the games that won awards at G4 2004 was Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. They pretty much dominated with Best Adaptation. Best Graphics went to Ninja Gaiden. Best Cinematics went to Final Fantasy X2. Best Handheld Game went to Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for Nintendo. Best RPG, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. Best Racing Game, Need for Speed Underground. Best New Franchise, Beautiful Joe by Capcom. Best Multiplayer Game, Unreal Tournament 2004. Best Mobile Phone Game, Bejeweled. Best Sound Design, The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Best Soundtrack, Tony Hawk Underground. And there was a special achievement award that went to Hideo Kojima. Best Traditional Sports Game, Madden NFL. Best Voice Performance went to Jada Pinkett Smith for Enter the Matrix. And Favorite Character, Ninja Gaiden. And the Game of the Year, of course, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So that game pretty much dominated 2004. As for the awards show, it lasted a long time. I believe it started at 8, and around 10 o'clock before we left, the final announcements were not made yet. And part of the difficulty when you're filming these things live is, you have to plan out the commercial breaks, the breaks between sets, and getting the crowd all, wild and rowdy. The producers have to pretty much get the crowd into it and so forth to make it look good on television. And it was really interesting to see how things compared from live to, it wasn't like behind the scenes, I guess. And we were fortunate to be outside to interview quite a few people regarding that. And here's a few audio samples from that.
Now, what was the highlight for you at this award show?
The Legend.
Legend?
Yeah.
And what was your low point?
The constant, pauses and stuff.
But all in all, what's your impression? If you had to give a rating of the award show, how did you feel?
Oh, it was my first award show, so I guess 8 out of 10.
Cool. Now, how did you get in? Were you involved with a gaming company?
No, my big brother is.
What company does your brother?
CBS.
CBS? Cool. Any hosts that really you saw, wow? Or was Anna Nicole, you probably saw her?
Yeah.
How was she?
She looks better than she was.
What did she do?
Well, she did a long pause. She got distracted, and so she didn't read the teleprompter. So there's a long pause there.
Were a lot of mess ups you saw?
Yeah, well, and Nicole messed up, but
oh really?
not really.
But all in all, you enjoyed your event. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you, Robert. And what part of California are you guys from? LA?
I'm from Virginia.
Virginia? Oh, cool.
VA.
And tell us, what did you guys see at the demos? What games?
Underground Part 2.
Underground? Gran Turismo 4, how was the graphics?
There's a lot more cars.
Really? A lot more cars? In terms of the graphics, were you impressed?
It's okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
What game would you guys
I guess they put a lot more memory into their cars than into their graphics.
Blood Wrestling Go?
Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, it was okay.
How many games do you think you guys saw there?
At least over 30.
Over 30?
Yeah. And I don't think that's not including like the group, the group actual booth where you can play like everybody. You know, there's a lot more. There was a lot more than just games.
Now, what was the highlight for you and for you? We'll give them separately.
The highlight, I would say Gran Turismo 4 because I was looking forward to see what the graphics and the cars were in there.
Okay, and Crystal?
Well, I know about Halo, and I heard that was a really good name. There's a Halo 2, and I saw Mackay 5.
Oh, you guys, were they playable?
Oh, really?
It was actually there's like 8 people can get in it and play each other.
Okay. And what's the low point of the event so far? The seats.
Yeah, the seats and just the space. You know, like there's not a lot of space.
Oh, really? Is it small in there?
Yeah. That said, it's wonderful, but it's not. I mean, as far as the audience, it's not a big audience.
Was the audience into it?
No, not really.
Oh, really? They didn't know what to do?
Yeah, they were really not.
As far as when there was performance, really they were not even into it.
Jadakiss, none of them?
None of them, man. I was like the only one, like
people were not even
doing.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Yeah. Somebody actually came
up. Were they tired? You think?
Somebody actually came up to me, and they also part of the crew too, and they were like, "Who's performing?" I was like, "Oh, that's Jadakiss."
No, what about Anna Nicole? Everyone's talking about she kept on messing up or something, or
she was showing off
her. Yeah, she was showing off her tits.
Oh my! She took it off?
No, she opened it. She was just like this.
God.
She kept
playing
playing
up her
with it.
dress and showing her ass.
Well, now, if you guys had to rate this award show, how do you guys feel? 8. How do you feel, Crystal?
Like from 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really into video games.
I think that's important. For a non-gamer, how was it? Okay. 6. Now, what could have made it better? Is it the organization was okay?
It's just, it could have been a lot more bigger, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where were the crowds at? Where are they mostly hovering around? Halo, too, probably?
Yeah, Halo. Upstairs, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, upstairs where they have Halo and all the other games.
Cool.
They have most of the games upstairs.
Cool. Well, it looks like everyone left pretty much on their I don't know what else is going on. How long does it usually take for the certain awards?
Well, the awards should have ended. Well, the last when I left, it was like another hour.
Yeah, before you guys came, you guys said, still going on.
45. I would say like another maybe like 30 minutes.
So just so probably like 4 or 5 hours of footage, and then probably 2 hours show. Wow.
Yeah, that's about it. And then after that is the after party.
So that was a little bit from the people who were coming out of G4 and their impressions of the awards show. Again, a lot of the people who left early were people who had other prior obligations or people who were not too thrilled about the seating area and the lack of access to certain areas of the event. And those who did enjoy the event, which came much later that night, met up a lot of G4 employees, but unfortunately they were not allowed to speak to us. There were a few who wanted to, but then someone would come along, don't talk to him. I'm like, jeez. But it's all good. If anything, a lot of people did enjoy the event, especially the after party, if you had access to that. But all in all, I think for me, I look forward to checking out G4 2005, and on July 12th, the road to G4 begins, and they'll be playing some of the games that will not be playing, but actually be featuring games that will be nominated that people have voted for. And within probably a month from now, G4. So I'm pretty much guessing that GTA San Andreas, Halo 3, or even the latest Metal Gear Solid game will be the top picks of this award show. I have to also think that Katamari Damacy actually, I'm sorry for purists, Katamari Damashi will pretty much do well. I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, not too much known about what's coming up for Phoria. But all in all, the Shrine Auditorium should be fixed again. Fixed by now. So hopefully people don't have to sit in the metal bleachers for 5 hours straight. and I think things should be much fine this time around for Phoria. So as for Evolution, I did not realize that we're so close to the 40-minute mark. So what we're going to do is hold off on that episode, or hold off on that segment for a future episode. And I know we have a conversation episode coming within the next day or two. But for now, we're going to go ahead and end the episode with UDN with his song Summer Lop. We'll see you guys next time. So take care. Bye-bye.
Visit JEnt on the web at www.nt2099.com/J-ENT and email JEnt Radio at nt2099@gmail.com. See you next time.